The weakest link. Human being rose to power and perpetual survival in the established states that make up the world by a series of changes and innovations through time. These changes in succession over centuries removed human life from the natural world, which is not man-made, into the state, which is man-made. The state is an idea, a transcendent domain, a metaphysical realm dominated by a constitution, a multitude of regulations, a world where one must pay to exist. For this reason, to earn is mandatory, and failure to conform is likened to treason, deserving no help. For capitalism to work, everyone must have a job. To the state, nature is either for sale, a threat to be covered by insurance, territory to be gained through diplomacy or warfare, or the raw material source for industrial production. Human life across the planet exists in varying degrees from destitution to extravagant wealth. We are far from our origins in the natural universe. Our link with the earth has become a distant memory encapsulated in history to the extent that we have unknowingly become the enemy of all surviving indigenous peoples whose tribal customs are fully bonded to the earth. They neither invented nor asked for the state, which asserts its will, presuming ownership of all territory, regardless of the indigenous residents, and restricts or abolishes their rights in the name of progress. Within the borderline, nothing is external to the state's jurisdiction. Progress comes first to the state. Progress is associated with economics, and it is compelled to expand its influence and power to ensure its own survival in the name of its own population. For its very existence depends on human complicity, unlike nature, which is self-perpetuating. As for the human species, taken as a whole, their final and only bond with primal origins in nature, for the majority of the wealthier nations, is in actuality their weakest link in the chain of state regulations. The need for oxygen in air, clean drinking water, and real food produced by our planet to sustain our basic survival over generations directly contributes to human continuity. Any threat to these three entities is a threat to our collective survival as a human species. The state too has its limitations, without which it ceases to exist. Money, gasoline and electricity, regardless of the cost and damage done getting it to the environment, the place where nature and the world intersect. Is it absurd to ask if the survival of the state guarantees human survival? The paradox is that human beings act as the state, in the name of the state, and draw a salary to actualize the state. The weakest link is the governor of the chain. Without the three human limitations as our top priority, we face extinction as the quality of human life is eroded by the pollution of all three zones. The weakest link is the governor of the whole chain, in the sense that if the stronger links do not moderate the scale of their ambition to the limitation of the weakest link, the chain will break. The attitude of the state is to exploit the planet for everything it needs for its continuity, with no concern for human factor beyond its own policies and gains. And after all, the state depends on human life for its survival, whereas nature does not. The chain is no stronger than the weakest link.